He takes Justin Herbert of the LA Chargers. Again, this is a super flex league, and where Herbert's not in the same tier of quarterbacks as Tua and Burrow, he's still a big athletic quarterback that we could argue goes into the absolute best situation amongst these quarterbacks when it comes to weapons, having Hunter Henry, Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. I mean, Austin Eckler is almost a 1,000-yard receiver, and what does a rookie quarterback helps out? What helps out a rookie quarterback a ton? We can just dump off that football to that running back. And if Austin Eckler is going to get 900 yards, that's 904 passing yards for Justin Herbert in his rookie year. So in a super flex league, I love Justin Herbert here. I think this is right around where if he went from 3, which is where I would take him, to 5, I'm okay with that. Because if you desperately need a running back, I can see you taking Jonathan Taylor. I can see you taking Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm not going to kill you for it. It's just when you have an opportunity to get these young quarterbacks, like we said before, you just have to grab them because even if you don't need them, they're worth in trade bait down the road. Even if you get a package deal, that quarterback is like, hey, I'll give you this car seat. I'm like, well, what else do you have to go with it? And then you roll out Justin Herbert. It's like, it's a brand new Ferrari. You're like, yeah, I'll make the deal all of a sudden. So to me, this is a very logical pick. Matt, what do you think of Justin Herbert here as the player and the pick?
I think he's a lovely car seat. No, I think he's great, man. I just
buckle up.
It's a great spot for him. He gets to stay there on the West Coast, which, you know, who knows if that has any bearing on it at all. But a West Coast guy gets to stay out there west. And the landing spot with the Keenan Allen, the Mike Williams, the Hunter Henry, I think, you know, I don't think you sold that quite hard enough for another weapon that really helps out a young quarterback. Is a guy like a tight end just going kind of over the middle with really soft hands and an ability to get open. Not to mention Keenan Allen, you know, is another underneath guy that just wins and you're able to just kind of throw it up to him. So I love the landing spot for Justin Herbert. At this point in the draft, there's no reason not to take him at number 5.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Herbert rose towards the end of my film study of him. It's a good spot, as you guys are saying. I don't want him to get rushed into it, so I hope they do play Tyrod some. I think they need to – he's a guy that constantly is going to need weapons around him, but he has them now. You know, so whenever Keenan Allen's going to be done, I think they're going to need to really surround him. But, I mean, think of Eckler. Herbert, his first issue when I studied him was pocket presence and his second read, and he was just dump it to the back. Well, he do that here. It's a win-win for everybody. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good spot, you know, and plus he can run the ball. That's the other thing you got to think about. He's a really athletic guy that's going to get some points on the ground. He's not afraid to do it either.
Yeah, it's kind of why I was big on Daniel Jones last year. People were just underrating his overall athleticism, wouldn't get you on the ground. And now Daniel Jones, again, for where he went last year in Superflex leagues, his value has skyrocketed since then. And I'm looking for the same thing with Justin Herbert. Matt, you had a good take. Nick, you had a good take. I guess we'll let Garrett have a take.
So with Justin Herbert, he actually reminds me fantasy production-wise, I think we could see a lot of similarities to Josh Allen. You know, you have a big, strong arm. You're an athletic guy that's going to get more rushing yards than people expect. I will say overall, though, if we're talking about risk, he is the riskiest quarterback of all of these guys. Watching him play, there were some inconsistencies in his games. Some times where, you know, he would look like a world beater. And then there would be other times where he would throw multiple interceptions, especially late in games, where you're like, what were you looking at there? Like, what were you reading there? So, yes, I would make this pick as well. And I would even consider it even as high as, 3 and 4. But I will say, of all of these picks, he might be, other than one other guy we'll talk about coming up at pick 8 here, he might be the highest risk-reward guy of all of them.